Hey guys, we're back in the studio today. Please don't mind the mess. We are using this space as my studio, but also have storage just for our home. So there's like a lot going on, but please ignore the mess. We're going to get to working today. We have some soap that I'm going to be making today. I'm going to be working on a salt bar that has been out of stock for a while. And the last time that I tried to make it, actually there's a video of me making a hot process version of the salt bar, and I will link that in the description below if you guys want to go back to see how I made that. But this time around, I'm going to redo it again. I am going to just use the regular cold process method of making salt bars. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And if we have time to move on to do some lotions, we'll do that as well. But I have some facial bars and some salt bars to make today. So thank you for joining me, and let's get started. Okay, we are back. I am finally done setting everything up to go ahead and get started. We are making some sea salt bars today, and this is a really important part of my Cali collection. This is going to be the Bay and Fog sea salt bar, and the last time that I made it through the hot process method in my crock pot, and honestly, it's just not worth the hassle. It was cool that, I was able to use them right away, but it kind of felt like there's really no advantage to it because I'm still struggling to get the batter in the mold before it goes hard on me. And yeah, salt bars are particularly quick at getting, hard, accelerating. And on top of that, my fragrance oil accelerated extremely quickly. So I'm going to make 2 batches today, and I'm going to use the fragrance oil that I know is going to accelerate, but I'm going to use half of it only, and the other half I am going to use another fragrance oil that's very similar. It's not exactly the same, but I think I'm going to fade out this accelerating fragrance and hopefully keep this other one that I know smells similar. It smells just as good. So I'm going to end up kind of merging those 2 bars and making 1 bar out of those 2 scents. I'm not going to do a water discount this time around. So I'm going to go ahead and add some aloe vera to my lye water that I have here. And hopefully by combining those 2 fragrance oils, one that I know is accelerating, the other one not as much, I'm going to try. So I'm going to do 2 batches. So one of them, I'm going to continue to try and do the ombre effect with the different layers. So I'm going to try that out with the first batch. And then if that doesn't work, we'll go with the second one. And I'm just going to make it completely gray, just all one solid color, in the hopes that it'll stay together and it'll work out. So that is what I am attempting today. So normally for my salt bars, I don't do big batches. I've tried it before and it just hasn't worked out for me. I've seen people doing salt bars in the bigger slab molds, and wow, that's amazing if you can do that. Like if that works for you and your recipe, that's awesome because you get it all done much quicker. For me, I'm very much careful because I don't want to waste a batch, so I'd rather go in smaller batches. So these are the small molds that I usually use. Okay, here is the fragrance oil. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn on the camera while I was measuring it out, but I ended up combining 3. I found my original FO. I still had a few ounces left over, so I used half of that. So I know that's going to be good. The other 2 fragrance oils are the only ones I can actually get my hands on now, so that's the reason why I'm diluting it with those other 2, because I need to see how those other 2 fragrance oils are going to work in this batter. So at least I know it's not going to be too bad because I do have 2 ounces of the original, which does not accelerate as much. And then I added aloe to my 50-50 lye solution, and this kind of activates the lye solution again. And then my oils are already in here, and all we're going to do is go ahead and mix everything, add the activated charcoal, which is going to be my color, and I'm going to do titanium dioxide for the white, and hopefully we'll be able to do that ombre effect, which is go from a dark gray to a lighter gray. Let's see how it goes. want to over blend this with the immersion blender, so I'm going to use my whisk for the rest of this process. Alright, so now we're going to add a little bit of our fragrance to this mix. This is already getting thick. The more fragrance I add, the thicker it gets. So we're gonna go ahead and accelerate this. I think this will be my last. It's already getting kind of hard. That is so hard already, so let's go ahead and pour the rest of it. Alright, so this is already really hard, so I'm not sure that I can do anything in terms of texture, but let's see if we can get some sort of waves up here before this gets truly it's already hard to dig in there. It's okay. At least we got it in. I feel like a newbie with this soap. Honestly, it like freaks me out every time I try to make it. It's been so difficult. It's in the mold and it has some sort of texture. So I am going to say that is a win. And hopefully, we're gonna go ahead and put the timer on this. Start with the second batch. I think I'm gonna follow the same method. So let's give that a shot. All right guys, there it is. I managed to fit it in the mold. We should be good. Doesn't look too pretty on top, but this is a lovely, lovely bar though. I love my salt bars. Okay, I was getting ready for the facial bars that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make turmeric and goat milk facial bar. It's called my Golden Premium Facial Bar. And as I was doing that, I just happened to glance on my computer because I was updating everything on Soap Maker. And I happened to catch a message from a customer saying, I'm on my way to pick up your new Tallow Pure soap. And I was like, it's still sitting in my counter. I forgot to take some yesterday, and today I'm not in the store. So I'm like, and then I had my timer for the salt bars. So I'm like, and she's like, I'm coming over right now. So I grabbed everything, I left, and I'm like, oh gosh, I hope my salt bars don't harden. So it's the moment of truth. It's only been 45 minutes. So technically I'm gonna check on them right now. I'm gonna check on the one that I molded up first, and then the other one still has a few more minutes to go for the 45-minute mark. I'd rather check now than wait an hour and then realize it's, you know, it's cutting it really close. And again, that sounds like ridiculous that I'm cutting a soap bar within an hour, but honestly, this is my experience with my recipe and this specific fragrance that just is crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, moment of truth. I'm gonna grab it. Let's see what happens. I'll put some gloves on and let's see how it's doing. Okay, here it is, and that top is pretty hard. Oh my god, I'm starting to freak out. It's only been 45 minutes, you guys, since I molded this. That looks beautiful. Now this is still really, really hot, and I'm afraid that it's still gelled up in the middle. Oh god, but this feels so incredibly hard. What do I do? Should I cut into it or wait? I feel like it's so hot. I feel like it's not ready in the middle, but it's ridiculously hard, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit for 5 minutes. We'll see what happens. I'm just gonna go ahead and check on the other one. Let's see how this one is doing. Again, same story. It's already so hard. Look at how easy it's coming out. You see this one, that top layer was already accelerating on me, but I like it. It's so pretty. I'm going to wait a few more minutes until I touch and it's not like burning my hand, and I think that'll be the indication that the inside is ready to cut into. So I am going to wait a little bit longer. I'm really scared, but I think I'm okay. The problem is that my experience with this one previously is that I cut into it because the outside was rock hard, but the inside was still soft. So I had like a circle that was still very soft and gelled, so it was very visible in the end product. Now the soap was perfectly fine. I could still use it. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just more of an aesthetic thing, and I just didn't really like that. So that's the reason why I'm hesitating on cutting these, even though they're rock hard on the outside. I don't know if they're ready on the inside. So I'm gonna wait another 5 minutes and then I'm gonna cut it. Okay guys, I'm back. I decided to wait. So it has now been about an hour and 20 minutes, or hour and 15, around there, 15-20 minutes. And it's finally warm. It's not as hot as it was, and now the sides are nice and firm, whereas before I could still kind of feel my fingers kind of denting into it. So it's still warm, but it's not so hot. So this one was the second one, and I can definitely tell the difference. This one is really still really hot, so it like burns my hands. So we're gonna leave this one and letting it cool down. But it's so hard on the sides that I'm afraid to leave it any longer. So I'm just gonna go for it, you guys, and hope that it's set up on the inside. I mean, I don't know what else to do. And then if it isn't, it'll be fine. It'll just be a little circle it eventually solid up. It's not going to mess up my bar. It's just not going to look as pretty as I would have wanted. So, but I think I've waited long enough. It's ready. No mushy insides. Oh, I'm so happy. You can still see that gel circle right here. Look at that. It's perfect. Yeah, I think what happened, I panicked last time because of fragrance oil accelerated my batter so much more than I was used to, and I was afraid that leaving the soap longer was just going to make it rock hard. And it was rock hard on the outside, but the inside was still gelling, and I didn't really think of checking the temperature and making sure that it had cooled down a little bit before I actually cut it. So this time it really helped to just calm myself down, tell myself it's gonna be okay. It's too hot to cut right now. So just wait, everything is gonna work out. And I am so happy. Look at this beautiful bar. Oh my gosh. Certainly worth the effort. This is my Bay and Fog sea salt bar, and it is so popular because my Cali collection is just such a beautiful collection of scents that are reminiscent of California and here the Bay Area. So I am delighted. I still have to cut the second one, and it's still really, really hot. So we're gonna give this one a few more minutes. So now I feel more confident. Now I feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I understand my recipe works a certain way. My fragrance oils go quickly, but if you prepare and you just breathe and don't panic, usually things work out nice. I'm going to show you what happened to the other bars that I cut and they were still like not set up in the middle. It was still like gelling in the middle, and I just don't like the way those look. Let me show you. So these are bars, they've been cured already, but this was the same exact bar as this one, and you see that circle, and I had to just like, you know, when I cut it, it was still really soft in here, so I just kind of used my fingers to press it back in, and obviously it got hard eventually. Now it's rock hard, it's not going to go anywhere. It just doesn't look pretty, and smells amazing. It's a great salt bar. I'm using these for me personally, but look at this. Look at this beauty. Oh, woohoo! I did it, you guys. See? Just breathe. It doesn't matter how long you've been making soap. Every day is a new experience. If you add a different oil, if if you're using, like me, a 50-50 lye solution, I mean, it just gets so intense. It gets, you're always learning something different with every different batch. So it doesn't matter that I've been making soap for 8 years. Like literally, I felt like such a newbie today, especially after this happened last time. I was feeling pretty crummy about doing salt bars, but now I'm gonna make a note of it, because believe it or not, I'm gonna forget. By the next time I have to make salt bars again, I'm gonna be like, what did I do? What was the process? So this is why I love my soap maker. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna put in my notes, and I'm gonna say, Dulce, don't freak out. The batter's gonna accelerate because that FL goes really, really fast, but be patient. It's gonna be okay. Unmold it after 45 minutes. It works fine in a silicone mold, but then just let it sit for another 15 to 20 minutes before you cut it. I think we did good, you guys. We did good. We're gonna wait a few more minutes on the other one to cool down. And I have my other batch here ready to go. This is for my turmeric, goat milk face bar. I was gonna wait to make the other one before I cut this, but I think we're ready to go. This is nice and warm. It's not burning hot anymore. Let's see how this one turns out. I feel more confident now, but I'm starting to get nervous again. Let's see how this goes. Oh, perfect. So I did my 2 facial bars, we did our salt soak today, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. So thank you so much for joining me on another soap studio vlog. Everything, thank God, went very well today according to plan. We got everything done and I'm ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday and I will be in the shop tomorrow all day. It was nice to share another production day with you guys and what it's like behind the scenes when things are going crazy and things are just not working out the way we thought they would. But in the end, it's always a fun day doing what we love. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.